born in Brooksville, Kentucky. We lived over a pool room.
He really was very much a gentleman.
See?
Eddie was always a little bit different, and by that there was an intellectual thing about Eddie the other high school boys didn't have.
We never had a player in Maysville over 6'1" in our lives. And we thought, here's the savior coming to Maysville High School, 6'3" sophomore. But by Eddie's junior year, Coach Jones has even given up on him. So Eddie decides he'll just not play basketball.
It would be over 20 years before From a Considerable Height was published as The Natural Man. But the manuscript had the more immediate effect of earning Ed an agent, a publisher, and a prestigious Stegner Fellowship in Creative Writing back at Stanford University.
Of course, we had the class once a week over on the Stanford campus. But about every other week, we had readings in our houses. I remember a reading at my house one time that Larry McMurtry was there, Bob Stone was there, Neil Cassidy came walking in the middle of it. You know, it was just an amazing time. Tim Leary and Ken Kesey met for the first time in my living room, and Gurney was there, I'm sure, and I think probably Vic was there. It was a scene. Since I finished The Natural Man, it has never bothered me that it takes me forever to write stuff.
A lot of the way this developed over like 22 years was on scraps of paper. You know, matchbox covers and napkins, and it evolved like Tall Tales evolved. This is a book that had to take a long time to write. To do it in such a way that it seems natural and almost effortless, but you know it's not.
I don't know, it's polished, but it's spontaneous, it's raunchy, but it's elegant. All of those contradictions, I think, revolve around the fact that his writing self voice is very much like his cocktail hour anecdote voice.
Well, just being in the clubs day in and day out, what people was just constantly saying, "Enos, have a drink with me, buddy," and all. And I got to where I just constantly had a drink in my hand, funneling it down. An iron man couldn't have stood up under what I was a-drinking. I would consume at least 2 quarts of whiskey a day, not counting beer. And there was several times when I would catch myself getting, you know, fairly drunk.
It's meant to be performed.
Enos would be on the cover of Rolling Stone. Playboy would run a full-color spread of Lucille and Crab Orchard and Edna and the Big 'Un and all the Enos sets. The New Yorker would do a 4-part profile of Old Blue. Psychology Today would editorialize on the phenomenon of Enos envy in American culture. And Professor Ted, Ned, Fred, Jed McClanahan would deliver a brilliant lecture entitled The Influence of the Celtic Bardic Tradition upon the Work of Carlos Toadvine at the Juilliard College of Musical Knowledge. They could have made it big. They could have played Carnegie Hall. They could have been, by God, immortal.
I love you, Ed.